slow. Just, we want to do a little bit of Kapalabhati or get to practicing our Kapalabhati, our fire breathing or skull shining breath. So come down onto your mat in a seated position. And I have my yoga strap off to the side so that when we come down onto our back, I'll have access to it. So if you want to just get yourself set up so that for the ease of transition on your mat. So take a second to come into your comfortable seat and then just allow a moment, maybe close your eyes down, wiggle your body into a nice comfortable position. And as you start to settle in here and your mind maybe quiets down just a little bit, body settles in, notice your chest and your shoulders and maybe even the front of your forehead. And if you feel like there's a slightly forward leaning in your posture, see if you can bring it back so that your head and your heart and your hips are all in line. And then see if you can just soften your shoulders down away from your ears. Take one more moment here, just allowing that little bit of settling in. And then on your next inhale, just let your shoulders kind of lift up to your ears, a little squeeze of the muscles in the side of the neck. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulders melt down away from your ears. Inhale and let your shoulders lift. Exhale, let your shoulders melt down. And do that one more time. Inhale and let your shoulders lift. Exhale, let your shoulders melt down. And then taking your right hand, we're just the right hand to start. We're going to first start by stacking the right hand on top of the heart. Left hand can be wherever is the most comfortable. And then pause for a moment here, just feeling that connection of your hand on your heart, your other hand on your knee. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then you're going to take that hand and slide it over just a little bit. So you're going to find that little groove right underneath your collarbone, and then putting a gentle pressure on, just draw a couple of circles in one direction. And then draw a couple of circles the other way. Awesome. And then release that hand back down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then your other hand is going to stack on top of your heart. So switching to your other hand, pause for a moment, take a nice deep breath. And then slide that hand over underneath your collarbones and then draw some gentle circles. Go in one direction. And then draw those circles the other way. Nice. And then slide that hand back to your heart center and then bring your other hand on top to stack. And then trapping that skin underneath your hands. As you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. And as you exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. And do that one more time. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Head is going to come to a neutral position. Pause here for a moment and set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Beautiful. And then taking those hands and just stacking them right on top of the solar plexus. So we're going to practice a 1-minute round of our Kapalabhati breath, that pumping breath. So the Kapalabhati breath is a sharp exhale and a passive inhale. So you don't really pay attention to the inhale, but you really force that air out, and it pumps the diaphragm. But just a little light word of caution, if you have high blood pressure or low blood pressure, you want to be choosing a very moderate pace. So you can do that pumping breath, but keep it at a super moderate pace and just pay attention to your heart rate, pay attention to how this breath makes you feel, because it can be pretty powerful. It can work up a sweat, it can create a heat in the body. We're only going to go for 1 minute. And if you have any of those things going on, then you'll want to make sure that you just pay attention to how fast or slow you go. But start by stacking your hands on top of the diaphragm. Take a gentle inhale. I like a half exhale, and then start to find that pump. So the diaphragm pumps inward, so you feel like your belly button is pulling in towards the spine, and you force the air out through your nose is the preferred method. So take a moment to just find that little bit of a pumping action, and then see if you can find that forceful breath. And then if it feels good to do so, just close your eyes down. We want to keep a nice upright spine, that pump of the breath, focusing on your exhale. And I'm just going to set a timer for 1 minute, and you're going to find a breath pace that works good for you. Eyes closed or open, totally up to you, but the timer's on. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out, and then just give yourself a moment to recover from that pumping breath, finding a natural rhythm here. And then just releasing your hands from the diaphragm, palms facing up, arms just out in front of you. And we're just going to pump the arms here. So as you inhale, pull the fingertips up to the shoulders, just a little crease in the elbow pit. And then exhale, release your hands back down. Inhale, pull your fingertips up to your shoulders. Exhale and lower back down. Do that one more time. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, lower down. And now we're going to pump through the arms. So inhale, arms are just going to reach up and overhead. And then exhale, arms are going to come back down. And just think of this as a little bit of pump in the armpit. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come back down. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. Nice. And then we're going to start to find our way down to the ground. So release your legs, tuck your tailbone under, lower yourself down, and just have your yoga strap somewhere nearby that you can access it. And it's kind of handy. And then as you come down onto your back, just give your body a moment here. So you might be a little bit warmer if you were getting a little bit of a rhythm going in that Kapalabhati breath. So notice that nice bit of warmth that you may have generated. And then we're just going to pick up the right knee, grabbing the back of the knee, but just with a loose handhold. And we're going to get that same idea of pumping the back of the knee pit. So we just want to take a couple of kicks of that leg up and down. Beautiful. And then set that foot down, and we're going to do that same thing to the other side. So pick up your left leg, just a loose handhold, and then pump the back of the leg. And it doesn't need to be extreme. We just want to find some movement in the back of the leg. Nice. One more pump of that leg, and then set that foot down, toe heel your feet out to a nice comfortable distance, and take a few windshield wipers. And as you windshield wiper here, think of this as bringing some fluid movement into the hip socket, so the bony structure, but also if you can draw a little bit of a line to the hip crease and the groin, think of this as just a little bit of movement of the lymph where those lymph nodes are. Beautiful. One more rock of the knees side to side. And then we're going to walk the feet back in so they're a little closer, feet maybe about hip width distance apart. We're going to come back to the right leg, grab hold of the leg, but now just make a nice little basket weave or interlace the fingers behind the thigh, and then push your thigh into your hands. Keep that pushing sensation, and give a couple of kicks to the leg here. One more kick of the leg up. And then keeping that leg up towards the ceiling, but with a nice generous bend in the knee. Firm hold at the back of the leg. Push the back of your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to help resist. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, gently draw the leg in a little bit closer, but keep that generous bend. Nice. And then do that again. Push the back of your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, and then soften the back of the leg, gently draw the leg into a level that feels comfortable to you. So feeling a nice good stretch in the back of the leg. And then we're going to do that one more time. Push your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Strong legs, strong arms. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, soften, gently draw the leg in, but keep that generous bend in the knee. Beautiful. And then release that leg back down to the ground. Pause for a moment. Notice how one side might feel a little different than the other. And then when you're ready, pick up the left leg, grab the back of the leg, make that basket weave, get that firm handhold, and then pushing your thigh into your hands. We're going to take a few kicks here. So keep that sensation of pushing your thigh into your hands. Nice. And then the next time your foot kicks up towards the ceiling, push your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, soften the back of the leg and gently draw the leg in towards you. Nice. And then do that again. Push your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften, gently pull the leg in. Beautiful. Do that one more time. Push your thigh into your hands. Hands resist. As you exhale, gently draw the leg in. And then release that foot down to the ground. Now grab your yoga strap or your TheraBand. We're going to come back to the right leg. So we're going to catch hold of the bottom of the right foot, making a little loop here. And left leg can extend nice and long if that feels like a comfortable place to be. Left arm is going to open out to the side as a little bit of an anchor. And then we're just going to take a little swing of that leg side to side. So slightly out to the right and then slightly across the midline of the body. It does not need to be extreme, but just finding a little bit of a looseness in the hip joint. And you can let your hand do most of the work here. So you can let your leg be a little bit soft and heavy. Nice. One more pull side to side. And then as the leg comes back to center, grab both ends of the strap, keeping a slightly straighter leg here. You're going to just give a gentle tug on the ends of your TheraBand or your yoga strap, just to the point where you feel a good gentle stretch in the back of the thigh. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And now we're going to take the left leg up to meet. So we're going to just pick the left leg up, step it into your loop, release your right foot, and then if it feels comfortable, you're going to send your right leg nice and long. Now take both ends of your strap or your TheraBand into your left hand, and then start to find that swing of the leg side to side. Let your hand do most of the work and let your right arm come out like a little bit of an anchor. One more rock of that leg side to side. And then as you bring it back to center, re-grab both ends, keep a slight bend in the knee, draw the leg in just to a point where you feel that nice gentle stretch in the back of the thigh. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then we're going to release our foot from our strap, set the strap off to the side, but now we're going to send both legs up towards the ceiling, keeping a super generous bend in the knees. And then we're going to shake the right leg, but the left leg is going to stay stationary. So leave your left leg still if you can. Give your right leg a good shake. Awesome. And then let your right leg come to stillness and give your left leg a good shake. Nice. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to give both legs a good gentle shake. And then re-grab the backs of the thighs, and we're going to start to find a little rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll up to a supported boat. So we're going to find that little balancing point, holding onto the backs of the thighs, making that little V shape. So think about lifting up through the chest, lifting up through the crown of the head, energy out into the feet. Beautiful. And then see how it feels to let go of the back of the right thigh. Send the right leg out nice and long. Push through the heel. Awesome. Bend and bring it back in. Grab the back of the thigh, switch to the other side. Let go of the left thigh, push through the heel. Beautiful. Bring it back in. Reset anything. Lift up nice and tall through the chest. And then if it feels good to do so, let go of both of the thighs. Reach your hands out. Reach your feet out. Reach through your toes. Take one good breath. And now we're going to take it into an easy seat from here. Can you crisscross the legs? Lift up through your chest. Find that easy seat. Beautiful. Right hand's going to touch down. Left hand's going to reach up. Take a gentle side bend. When you're ready, lift it up and take it over to the other side. Left hand touches down, right hand reaches up. Beautiful. Lift up and take it right into a seated twist. Left hand's going to find the right knee, right hand behind you. Think about getting nice and tall here. Keeping this right turned rotation, but soften up just a little bit. So now your heart is pointing toward your knee, and take that into a cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale to round. Beautiful. Find a neutral tall spine, release your twist and take it all the way over to the other side. Right hand finds the left knee, left hand comes behind you. Keeping that twist to the left, but soften your rotation so that your heart is pointing toward your knee, and then move into your cat-cow. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. 2 more cycles of breath. Find a neutral spine, return to center, and then we're going to take our fingers, light piano fingers, and give a couple of good taps up the chest. So think down to the breastbone and then up to the collarbones. And we just want to create that nice light little tapping. And then if it feels good to do so for just a moment here, close your eyes down and listen in. Notice that vibration that's caused from that tapping. One more tap up and down. And then release your hands to your knees. Close your eyes. Take one nice big breath here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, eyes open, we're going to flip ourselves over into a tabletop. So if you like, you can just flip yourself on up and around, switch the crossing your legs, or come into your tabletop in any way that works good for you. And then just do a quick assess. How are your knees feeling this morning? Do you need to double stack your mat or create a little cushion for your legs? And if so, take a second to do that. But if you found a good table that's working for you, you're going to slide the right leg back, toes curled under, and take a few rocks forward and back. Nice. The next time you push back into that heel, stay there for an extra cycle of breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring the shoulders back in line with the wrist, but we're going to pick that right leg up. And then we're going to take it into a little bit of an awkward airplane. So we're going to swing that leg out to the right, swing it out nice and wide. And now can you take that leg, swing it all the way around and forward and step it out to the right side of your mat. So you come into a bit of a wide lunge configuration. Then once you've got yourself set up there, we're going to take a few rocks forward and back. Go gentle here. Nice. And then the next time you rock forward, we're going to see if we can pick that leg up nice and strong, kick it back out to the side, swing it all the way around. Beautiful. Release it back into your tabletop. Take a second and then send it to the other side. Left leg slides back, toes curled under, rock yourself forward and back. Beautiful. The next time you push back into that heel, stay there for an extra cycle of breath. Awesome. And then bring your shoulders back in line with the wrist. Lift the left leg up, awkward airplane, swing it all the way out to the side. And then if you can, step it all the way around to the top of the mat, to that wider lunge position, and then take some rocks forward and back. And then just go gentle here. Just make sure you're working in a safe range of motion that feels comfortable. Beautiful. The next time you rock forward, can you pick that leg up, swing it out to the side, kick it all the way back around, and then find your way back into that tabletop position. Awesome. And then bop your hips a little side to side just to kind of soothe all that out. One more bop of the hips side to side. And then when you come back to center, take it right into your puppy pose. Hips are going to stay in line with the knees. Walk your hands forward, drop your chest and forehead down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully walk it back into tabletop position. But now we're going to walk the big toes together, knees together, sending back to child's pose. So bring your butt back to your heels. Pause just for a moment in that softer, gentler position. Make some rearrangements. Arrange your belly and your chest so everything feels comfortable. And then just check on your knees real quick. Make sure everything feels good here. From here, if it feels available, slide your hands back, touch the soles of your feet, soften through the back of the body, soften through the back of your neck, and take a nice big breath. From here, we're going to invite a little strength into the back of the body. So as you inhale, you're just going to lift the belly slightly away from the thighs and reach through the fingers, airplane the arms, and then exhale, soften and round back over your thighs. Inhale to lift through the back body. So the belly and the chest lift away from the thighs, reach through the fingers, exhale, soften and round. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften and round. Now, this might be the better option for your knees, so you might choose to stay here with that lower position, but if it feels okay to do so, from here, we're going to inhale and rise up into a high kneel. Reach your arms up and overhead, look to the sky, and then as you exhale, butt's going to come back to the heels, hands are going to reach back, maybe you find the soles of the feet. Inhale to lift up, push into the tops of the shins and the feet. Yes, nice. Reach it up and exhale, bring it back. One more time here. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale to take it back. Slide your hands forward, lift into your tabletop position, curl your toes under. Keep the toes curled under, pull your butt back to the heels, get a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. And then if it feels good to do so, you're just going to wriggle your hips a little side to side. Beautiful. One more little wiggle of the hips side to side, and then lift your butt away from your heels. Keep your toes curled under. As you exhale, take it up to a downward facing dog. Rearrange your feet as needed, and then start to pedal out your legs, bending one knee and pressing into the opposite heel. Take one more pedal of each leg. And then when you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a folded ragdoll at the top of the mat. So feet about hip or shoulder distance apart, nice amount of space here, super generous bend in the knees. Let your belly and chest rest on your thighs. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to grab your elbows, take it into a bit of a dangle here. So let your head hang nice and heavy. Taking just a few more breaths here, but as you tune into the breath, pay attention to the back of your neck. If you're slightly holding any tension and there's like a little bit of a lift in the head, can you let that last bit of tension go? Let your head be nice and heavy. Beautiful. When you're ready, relax your hands towards the floor, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, take your time as you come up to a standing position, and then give yourself a second as you come up. Let your blood pressure return to normal, fix your clothes, get yourself situated. And then we're going to find a little stance at the top of the mat, but it doesn't need to be anything in particular because we're going to start to pick up the foot. So we want to imagine that there's something stuck to the bottom of your foot and you're kind of pulling or brushing the ball of your foot on your mat or on the floor. And then if your mat gets a little bit, keeps pulling out of the way, maybe just step off your mat. But what we want to find as we pull and brush the foot, we want to see if we can tune in to the hamstring muscle. So if it helps you find it, bring your hand to the back of your thigh, push in with your fingers, and as you brush that foot, can you feel that little activation of the hamstring muscle? Cool, now we're gonna switch to the other side. So switch your hand hold if you're using your hand, brush your foot back, and then see if you can feel that little bit of a firing up of that hamstring muscle with that brushing action. And if you can't feel it, don't worry about it. We're just looking to see if we can find some place where we can pay attention to. Take one more brush of the foot, and then let your feet come to a settled position. Find a light mountain pose at the top of the mat. So just for a moment here, soften your feet, maybe a soft looseness in your knees, a soft looseness in your shoulders, finding that position first. And then once you've found that looser position, start to push down into your feet. Reach up through the crown of the head, reach down through the fingers. And then notice if your chest and your ribs are puffing up and open, can you draw in slightly so that the ribs are drawing in towards each other and everything feels nice and firm right through that front center of your body. As you inhale here, you're going to just bend the elbows, fingertips are going to touch the shoulders. Exhale, arms are going to come back down. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, arms down. One more like that. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, arms down. And now we're going to pump through the armpits. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms come right back down at your side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms come back down. One more just like that. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms come down. Right hand's going to stay down. Left hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. Take a gentle side bend. Lean over to the right. Lift it back up, left hand down, right hand reaches up, lean over to the left. Beautiful, bring it back up and we're gonna bring both hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down, and then we wanna find a little bit of an opening through the chest and the collarbone. So pause there for a moment, see if you can just find that drawing together of the shoulder blades to create that opening through the chest and the collarbones, and then take a breath. Nice, and then if it feels good, now you're gonna keep that opening of the chest and the collarbones, but lift your chin up to the sky, and then if it feels really great to do so, you're gonna push your lips up towards the ceiling like you're kissing the sky. Take one more breath. And then release your chin to a neutral position, release your arms. We're gonna take the left hand over to the right arm and brush with a little bit of vigor up towards the heart. And then take that over to the other side. So we're gonna brush up the arm with just a little bit of gentle pressure on. Don't hurt yourself, but feel a little bit of that connection of skin to skin, brushing up towards the heart. And then let both hands come down at your side. Find your mountain pose, root into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. One more time here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Shift your right over to your left foot. Pick your right foot up. Give it one good brush on the floor. Set that foot down. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back into a crescent lunge. So we're gonna keep the heel lifted, knee lifted. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath here, pause, and then see if you can lift your fingertips away from the floor, find strength in your legs, reach your arms up and overhead, take one good breath. Beautiful, float those hands down, frame your front foot, plant the palms, step right back to plank. Right away, bring the knees down, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs. One low cobra here, inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down, curl the toes under, either take it to a tabletop or power up to a plank, and then find your way up to downward facing dog. Right leg is gonna step forward into a runner's lunge. So step that foot as far up towards the top of the mat as you can, and then take 3 good bends and straightens of that front leg. Beautiful. And then as you bend that front knee, heart forward, we're going to pick up the back leg, hop it up to the top of the mat, come to a gentle forward fold. Bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, press your palms together, shift your weight over to your right foot, brush your left foot back, set it down. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold, knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, crescent lunge. So the knee is lifted, heel is lifted. You might choose to stay with that runner's lunge. That might feel more supportive. If it feels good, find some strength in your legs. Lift your arms up. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Float those hands down. Plant the palms. Step back to plank. Lower your knees. Rotate the eyes of the elbows. Hug your elbows into your ribs. One low cobra here. Exhale, take it up to a plank or through your tabletop, and then find your way up to downward facing dog. Left foot is going to step up to the top of the mat, find your runner's lunge, and then take 3 bends and straightens of that leg. Beautiful. When you're ready, bend that knee, heart forward, look forward, hop that back foot up to meet, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Beautiful. Shift your weight over to your left foot, pick your right leg up, and then just give your right leg a good gentle shake. Set that foot down, shift your weight over to your right foot, pick up your left foot, and give the left foot a good gentle shake. Nice, and then set both feet down on the ground. Find your mountain pose. Anchor into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the right leg back, low lunge. Bring the knee down. Toes tucked or released, totally up to you. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Take one good breath. And now we're going to pull back to half splits. So pull your hips back. And then walk nice and easy. Walk your hands back towards your thigh a little bit so we create a little bit of space. And then think about lifting through the front of the chest, lifting through the front of the body. And you might already feel your hamstring here, but if it feels good to do so, keeping that nice lift and length through the front of the body, soften your nose towards your knee. Beautiful. Rock yourself forward. Lift your arms up to the sky. Take a nice big breath. Float your hands down, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up. Plant the palms, step back to a plank, pause in your plank position. Beautiful. Take a moment here to just broaden your shoulders, push the floor away from you, gaze down at the floor, nice and strong. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, bring your knees down, rotate the eyes of the elbows, hug elbows into ribs. Inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale up to down dog or through a table to down dog. Right leg up into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Beautiful. Now we're going to step the right foot up to the top right corner of the mat. So nice and wide to the outside of the pinky finger. Beautiful. Bring the back knee down, let the back toes go, and then pull back just like you're doing your half splits. But we're going to keep the toes on the ground. So we're going to get a little reach through the top of the foot and the ankle. Nice. Rock yourself forward, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up, and then we're going to step that back foot up to the top left corner of the mat. So it's just going to be a step up for a nice wide position, and then pick your butt up, toe heel your feet to about hip width distance apart, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, low lunge, bring the knee down, toes tucked or released, totally up to you. Awesome, and then take it back to your half splits. Pull the hips back, peel the front toes up, walk your hands in a little bit closer, create some space. So lift through the front of the body, lift through the chest, and then you might already feel that hamstring firing up just a little bit. If it feels available, soften your nose towards your knee. Beautiful. When you're ready, rock yourself forward. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, hands come down, curl the back toes under, pick the back knee up, plant your palms, step back to plank, pause in your plank. Beautiful, broaden your shoulders, gaze down at the floor. One more breath. When you're ready, bring your knees down, rotate the eyes of the elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower with control. Inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale up to a table or to down dog. Left leg up into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open, take a breath, and then step that left foot up to the top left corner of the mat. Beautiful. Bring the back knee down, and then we're going to pull back, just like the half splits. Pull the hips back, but this time keep your toes on the ground or keep reaching through the top of the left foot. Beautiful. Rock yourself forward. Pick that back knee up, and we're going to step that back leg up to the top right corner of the mat. So nice and wide. Once you've got that wider position, just create a little space, lift your butt up, toe heel your feet to about hip width distance apart, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll all the way up to standing, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Shift your weight onto your left leg, pick your right leg up, give it a good and vigorous shake. Set your right foot down, pick your left leg up, give your left leg a good and vigorous shake. Awesome. Set that foot down, both feet on the ground. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Right leg is going to come up into three-legged dog. We're going to bend the knee, let the hip roll open, and then we're going to take that right knee and draw it in. So pull that right knee towards the right elbow. Get a little strength as you pull the abdomen up. Beautiful. Kick that leg up into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. And then take that right knee over and across to the left elbow. Beautiful. Kick that leg up nice and high, three-legged dog, and then set it down. Find your down dog. Pause for a moment. Take a breath. Take it to the other side. Left leg up nice and high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Let the hip roll open. Take the left knee to the left elbow. Think about pulling the abdomen up. Beautiful. Kick it back up nice and high. Bend the knee. Let the hip roll open. Left knee to right elbow. So come across the midline of the body. Pull the abdomen up. Beautiful. Kick that leg back up nice and high. Release it to your down dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees, come to tabletop. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat. Take it back to your extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels. Soften the belly, soften the chest, soften your arms. Take one more breath here. Keeping your butt back towards your heels, we're going to walk the hands in. So we're going to sit back on our butt, pick up the hands, flip them around. So we're going to take 3 lines breath here. So we're going to rotate the fingers in, press your palms into the ground, hug your shoulder blades together, lift your chest. Take a big inhale. Exhale, stick out your tongue, look to your third eye, make a little noise. Nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale, a nice big breath. Exhale, let it go. Nice. And then release your hands, lift them forward, pick your butt up, walk your knees in, find your tabletop position. Slide your right leg back, toes curled under, push back into your heel, take one good breath. Beautiful. Bring that leg back in, slide your left leg back, toes curled under, push back into your heel, take one good breath. Nice. Slide that leg back in, toes curled under, lift up to your downward facing dog. Right leg is going to kick up nice and high. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open, take one good breath. And then we're going to step that foot up to the top right corner of the mat. So nice and wide. Bring the back knee down, release the back toes if that feels stable. Right hand is going to find the right knee. Gently push the knee open, draw the right shoulder back, look over your shoulder, take a nice big breath. This might feel really great. And if you want to free the hand up and get a little quad stretch as well, you can reach your hand back, catching a hold of that back foot, hugging it in toward your butt. Just make sure that feels like a safe reach for your shoulder and a comfortable position for your quadricep. Take one more breath. If you're holding onto that foot, gently release it. Swim that hand back around and down. We're going to lift the back knee up, kick that front leg all the way up to three-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Set that foot down, and we're going to take it to the other side. Left leg up nice and high. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Step that left foot up to the top left corner of the mat. Bring the back knee down, release the toes if it feels good. Nice. Now you might choose to stay here. This might be enough, but if it feels good and you want more, left hand to the knee, gently push the knee open, draw the left shoulder back, look over your shoulder. Awesome. And then if it feels really great and you want that little extra, you're going to bend that back knee, reach back, catch hold of the foot, hug it gently in, make sure it feels like a good, comfortable position. Nice. And then if you're holding onto that foot, gently release it, swim that hand around, lift the back knee up, stepping that left leg back to three-legged dog. Kick it up nice and high, bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Beautiful. And then set that foot down, pick up your heels, lower your knees, come back to your child's pose. So big toes together, knees together, butt comes all the way back to the heels, and then swim your hands back. Let your hands find the soles of your feet, soften through the back of the body. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, start to lift your hands away from the soles of the feet. Float yourself up to a tabletop position. We're either going to crisscross the legs and sit back on the butt or swing your legs out to one side, but we're going to spin ourselves around so that our legs are out in front of us, nice and long. Awesome. And then grab hold of your yoga strap or your TheraBand, whatever you've got that you're using. And I'm going to turn around just so I can face out to you. So you're going to take your right leg and kind of bend it and just bring it into a nice comfortable position, but take your strap holding on to your left foot. So we're going to get a little crisscross situation. So right hand is going to hold the strap onto your left foot, and then you're going to just start to pull that knee back. So we want to see if we can pull that knee back almost to the point where it's behind the shoulder, and then we're going to see if we can wedge that free hand underneath the back of the thigh. So it's a lot of work in the hips, and don't worry if you don't get, because everybody's hips are going to have slight variations. So it might not be the pose for everybody, but if you can, draw that elbow across the back of the thigh, plant that hand down onto the ground, and then using your hand, guide that leg, take a couple of good bends and straightens of that leg. Beautiful. And then readjust your hand grip any way that you like so that you can take that final lift, opening up just as much as feels good, but we really want to focus on that wedge of that arm down on the ground, pushing against the back of the thigh. Beautiful. When you're ready, release, let go of that foot, take a second, send it out nice and long, give everything a nice little bounce. But then we're going to take all of that to the other side. So you're going to lean into your hip, scooch that leg in, grab hold of the bottom of the foot with your strap, readjust your handhold as needed. So we're going to start by pulling the knee back. See if you can pull that knee back past your shoulder. And then if you can get that knee to come back, so that might be your work right there. You might not go any further than this, but if it feels good, now you're going to start to tuck that free arm behind that thigh. See how that feels to kind of wedge against that thigh. And then once you've got that, you're going to take a couple of bends and straightens of that leg. Beautiful. Now we're going to think about really pushing the back of that arm into the thigh, reaching up and opening up just as much as feels good. Beautiful. Gently release. Let go of that foot. Ooh, that's a lot of work. Set your strap off to the side, send your legs out in front of you, and give everything a nice little wiggle, a little bounce. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your ankles, wiggle out your shoulders, let go of anything that you may have come across there. And then when you're ready, we're going to find your way down to the ground. So walk your butt in, scoot your knees in, roll your way down, nice and slow and controlled. Great. And then once you found your way down, just give yourself a second, get yourself all fixed up, make sure everything feels like it's in a good and comfortable position. Right leg is going to come across the left, find your figure 4, hands free to start. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale and lower it back down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the left thigh, get a little bit of a firm handhold, and think about pushing the left thigh into your hands with that firm handhold, and then kick that left leg up and down 3 times. Beautiful. Now, the next time that knee bends down, soften your hold, draw the legs into a level that feels comfortable. Make sure you're breathing comfortably and your shoulders are soft. Nice. And then if it feels good, you're going to take that figure 4 and just rock it gently side to side. Awesome. When you're ready, release the left foot down to the ground, release your handhold, step your right foot off, pause for a moment and notice. Left leg is going to come across the right. Set up your figure 4, hands free to start. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale and lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh, get that little basket weave, get that firm handhold, and then think about pushing that right thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist, and take a few kicks of that leg up and down. Beautiful. Now, the next time you bend that knee down, draw your figure 4 in to a comfort level that works good for you. Awesome. And then if it feels good to do so, rock your figure 4 a little side to side. Nice. And then when you're ready, release your handhold, step your feet down, uncross your legs, pause for a moment. And then if you can, grab hold of your TheraBand, and we're going to come back to kind of where we started. So grab your strap or your TheraBand. We're going to pick up the right leg, get the bottom of the foot, send your left leg nice and long. Wonderful. And then same hand, same foot. We're going to take that leg. Left arm is going to come out like an anchor. And we're going to start by bringing the leg across the midline of the body and open it out. And then just notice here, you might already have a lot more range of motion than when you started. Cool. Now, the next time the leg comes out to the right, take it out as wide as feels comfortable to you. And you can externally rotate the toe. That brings you a little range of motion and that makes you happy. So maybe you turn the toe out, open up through that hip just as much as you can. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, a gentle tug on the TheraBand, pull the leg back to center, switch your handhold. So hold on to both ends of the strap. Now with the left hand, right arm is going to come out like an anchor, and you're going to take that leg, start to go across the midline of the body. Pause at that 45-degree angle and just tune in and notice. So you might feel a little tug in the IT band. You might even feel a little stretch in the back of the hamstring, or maybe you feel a stretch down into the side of your glutes. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to take it a little further. You're going to let the hip pick up and roll off the ground. And then you're going to take that leg over and across to where it's a little bit of a twist. Beautiful. When you're ready, a little tug of that strap, bring it back to center, re-grab both ends, keep a micro bend in the knee, use the strength in your arms and gently pull that leg in toward your body just to a point that feels good. If you feel any zinging sensation up into your glute, that connecting point of the hamstrings where they connect to the glutes, you might be going a little bit too far, or maybe you need to bend your knee a little bit more. So we want to make sure that we feel most of this happening in the back of that meaty part of the thigh. Take one more breath. Soften that position, step your left foot up to meet. So step your left foot into the loop, release your right leg nice and long. Nice. And then taking your left arm out nice and wide, use your left arm as an anchor. And we're going to just take that leg across the body, one side and then the other. I said the wrong handhold, but that's okay. You can still do the work here. And now, if you want to, switch your handhold so that you're holding onto both ends with your left hand. And then we're going to take that leg out to the left just as wide as feels good. And you can turn the toe out to open up through the hip just a little bit more. I hit a wall here, so I just go as far as I can on this side. But you go as far as your body and your space allows. Invite some softness in. Beautiful. When you're ready, a little tug on that strap, switch your hand hold. So now you're going to hold on with your right hand, and then you're going to take it slightly across the midline of the body. So find that 45-degree angle first. Notice the IT band, notice the side of your glutes. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to take it a little bit further, bringing it all the way across the body. So think spinal twist. You want to keep the left shoulder anchored to the ground. Awesome. When you're ready, a little tug of that strap, bring it back to center, re-grab both ends, keep a micro bend in the knee, gently pull it into your comfort level. So we want to feel a good stretch in the back of the leg, but no sensation into your butt. Nice. And then when you're ready, soften your hand hold, release your foot from your strap, set your feet down onto the ground, bending both knees in, and then walk your feet just a little bit wider. And we're going to take just a few windshield wipers here just to kind of soothe everything out, make sure everything is feeling good. Lovely. One more little swish of those knees side to side, and then we're going to walk the feet in a little bit closer. So we're prepping for a bridge position, hands down alongside the hips. But before we lift up into that bridge, notice your toes and the balls of your feet, and then see if you can imagine that you're doing that brushing sensation. So you want to imagine that you're pulling your ball of your foot towards your butt, and see if you can just feel that little bit of a firing up the hamstring muscles. Can you keep that idea of pulling the balls of the feet towards your butt, and then push into the backs of the arms and the shoulder heads? Keep that pulling in sensation, but lift your hips away from the floor. So we want to see if we can find the action of the work of the hamstrings in this bridge position. So we want to imagine that we're pulling the balls of the feet towards the butt, feeling that nice little firing up the hamstring muscles, hips are lifted. And then once you feel like you've got that, you're finding that hamstring activation. Now imagine that you're keep that sensation, but now imagine also that you're reaching your knees toward your toes. So we're going to just keep the hamstrings lifting and engaged. And now we're reaching through the tops of the thighs and the front of the hips. So see if you can find all of that going on. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, relax your feet, soften your butt, gently lower your hips down to the ground. Pull both knees up into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze, a gentle rock side to side. Take those knees, draw them in circles, go in one direction. Take your knees, draw them in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. When you're ready, set your feet down, pause for a moment, notice your body, and then ask yourself where would be your best Shavasana. So take a second to get yourself all tucked in. If it's cold in the space that you're working in, maybe throw on your socks or your sweater, do all those little comfort care things, or grab your blanket, prepare yourself for your Shavasana. If there's any last pose or posture, movement or stretch that your body absolutely needs, maybe take a second to find that for yourself. And then once you feel like you've got yourself kind of cozied in, take a second to just find that comfort within your body. So work out all your little wiggles, make sure your tailbone feels happy, your shoulder blades feel happy, your head, your hair, your clothes. Work out the wiggles in your toes and your fingers. And then invite a soft heaviness into your body. Soft and heavy in your bones. Soften your muscles, but you might notice a little bit of warmth generated in your muscles. Soften the outer edges of your skin. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wiggle the fingers and wiggle your toes. Maybe reawaken a deeper breath here. And then invite some bigger movements in. Maybe move your wrists, move your ankles. Maybe bend your elbows and maybe stretch your arms up and overhead. Maybe walk your legs nice and long. And then if it feels really great to do so, take a big good morning stretch. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. Take a nice big breath back into your body. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time as you come up. Nice. And then as you come back up to your comfortable seat, just take a second, wiggle into your sits bones, find that nice uplifted spine, head, heart, hips in line, shoulders soft and down. Take a moment here just to notice how does your body feel? Notice the depth of your breath. On your next inhale, stack both hands right on top of the heart, trapping that skin underneath your hands. Inhale and lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale and tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. And do that one more time. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down, soften that position just a little bit so it's more of a bowing of the head to the heart. Take a nice, generous inhale, breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And when you feel ready, gently lift up to the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Tuesday.